Okay, hoops. Now, hoops are honestly a preference. I find certain moments where hoops are actually very, very useful. So my entire thobe was done using a hoop because the fabric was so thick that it was so difficult to actually do any stitching on it. And the hoop provided that tension that I needed to really get my needle through the fabric in and out very easily. So for this course, I will do the majority of the tutorial on how to do Tatreez using a hoop. It's also just helpful for me in terms of filming, but I will also show you how to do stitching without the hoop. So once we go through the course and you know what Tatreez is, what a cross stitch is, then I will go ahead and show you an example of how to do it without the hoop. But I think for just know that hoops are out there. They can be very, very helpful. I have a variety. I have a couple of different sizes here. So the smaller one is 5-inch, the larger one is 7-inch. I prefer the smaller one because it provides more tension. I think as you get to the larger hoop, there's actually even larger hoops. It gets a little bit difficult because you just have to tighten it a lot more for it to make sure for it to not slip through. So I prefer the smaller hoops. I will use a smaller hoop for this tutorial as well. But really, again, it's also up to preferences. There's no right or wrong answer with hoops. If there's a 6-inch, it's not going to be the end of the world. You know, 9-inch, not going to be the end of the world. So pick whichever one you think you know you'd like to try out with and try them out. They're also very, very cheap at like a Michael's or Joann's. So you know they're like $1 or $2, something like that. So they're also, you know, the least expensive, honestly, probably of all the tools that you're going to have. So now I'm just going to remove the 5-inch one, the tag, and remove the 7-inch here. So now just when you're thinking about cutting the piece of fabric, we can use the whole thing if you really want to, but if you want it to be contained within the stitching of the hoop, then just make sure that you have a little bit of extra fabric on the sides because it needs to go through in between the pieces of the hoop. So I'm gonna go cut the fabric really quickly so that you can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll put it in the hoop very easily. I've gone ahead and cut a piece of Ida fabric that will fit within the hoop, and it has some wiggle room on the edges, so you can just kind of see. It really just depends on how much extra space you want. But ultimately, the way to put the Ida fabric in your hoop is you're just gonna unscrew this piece at the top. There are a couple of different types of hoops that have different ways of working, but the way that I do it is I take the smaller piece, I put it underneath the piece of fabric like this, and then you put this one right over it, and you want to loosen it up enough that you can squeeze this over, and then you're just going to want to center as much as possible the piece of Ida fabric. Let's see if this will squeeze over it. Okay, so it might be a little bit finicky, and the Ida fabric is a bit stiff at first, but it'll loosen up as you practice with it. So once you get it kind of in there, you can tighten it a little bit. And then the key is as you're tightening, you want to just pull the Ida fabric from all the different sides so that it's straight and the tension is there. It's kind of finicky. So you'll just keep doing this until you feel like it's good. And once you're ready, you can just tighten it as much as you can. And that way the Ida fabric won't come out. All right, so this looks pretty good. And now you'll see that you have the hoop with Ida fabric, and it's pretty, like there's a lot of tension. So when you go in and out of these different holes, it should hold pretty well for you. All right, up next, needles and thread.